sports? Do you like beer? Do you love sports and beer? Then you're exactly where you need to be. This is the Huebs, Views, and Brews show on 1252 Sports Chicago. Cheers.
Hello and welcome on in Huebs, Views, and Brews for another week, another Monday night, and no football to recap because Lord knows if you're a true football fan, you should not have watched any of the garbage that the NFL put on over the weekend in Las Vegas, but I'm sure that there are many people that did tune in for a little bit. All I saw was replays and recaps because I was watching the show when they jumped over to it. Welcome, Huebs, Views, and Brews, brought to you as always by The Whistle Sports Bar and Grill, 159 over there in Tinley Park. They got big stuff going on for the Super Bowl coming up next Sunday, February 12th. Head on over there, check it out, and you'll have a great time. Check out the Bloody Mary bar, all kinds of stuff. Wonderful food. I know they had a big special on the breakfast sliders, which I had numerous times when Mike and I were out there for our football games during the season, during the Bears season. So get on out there, the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill, 159 in Tinley Park. A great place. They are the providers of our studio. We're working on our internet in the studio. So until then, we're doing our shows from homes. Yeah, get on out there. See, I can push the snack table tray and I shake. Anyway, a couple of things I want to make sure I get to. Mike's going to join me in just a couple minutes. And, but I do want to say thanks to, not thanks. I headed out to my first chili cook-off yesterday. Never been to a chili cook-off, never participated in a chili cook-off. Made chili the other night on Saturday night and brought it over to Nick and Ivy, where it was the 5th annual Ivnick Chili Cook-Off. Now, Paul Ivnick, who owns Nick and Ivy, one of our big sponsors here on 1252, he's been doing this for a while. It's always been at his house. Well, he decided to do it at the bar at Nick and Ivy. And in the past, they had several chilies, and they picked from that. Yesterday, there were 17 different chilies entered into the chili cook-off. 17. The winner was a repeat winner from last year. I think it was Paul's brother-in-law, who makes a good chili. I hear Paul makes a good chili too, but I'm not sure if he had one in there. If he did, if it was number one, it was a really good chili. I voted for a couple of them, and but not the one that, including the one that eventually won. I know Mike has been part of the chili cook-off in the past, at least imbibing in chili at the chili cook-off at Paul's house, correct?
Yes. That chili cook-off's a dangerous time, let me tell you. It's not fun. You have like 15 different chilies, and the next day you got a bellyache, and after all of Paul's beers, you got a bellyache, and you're in a world of hurt, let me tell you.
Well, that's where I'm at today as we bring in our guy, Harry the Greek from 1252 Sports. Harry, what's going on tonight?
Hey, good evening, gentlemen. Thanks for having me on. How you guys doing? Or as Michael would do. Hi, Mike.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump later.
Yeah, exactly. So
speaking of Forrest Gump, I watched that last night. That's a great movie.
Oh, it holds up. Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Up. Yeah. I was watching the end of a James Bond movie, which the fighting in James Bond movie doesn't hold up nearly as well as Forrest Gump. I'm looking at the fighting and Sean Connery. I feel go, come on, you look like a wuss fighting this guy. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. The other thing that Mike brought up and posted early this morning, as Mike goes and takes a walk, he posted early this morning, and that was that 1 year ago today, Mike, along with my girlfriend Linda, threw a retirement party for me over at Nick and Ivy. And I posted some of the pictures on Facebook and on Twitter. And been retired for a little more than a year. Actually, it's been, if today's the 6th, it's been almost a year and a half, so almost 13 months. And I don't consider the podcast work because we just have fun on a weekly basis when we get here. But the party last year was fun, the retirement party. Nice that Carmen and Yurko came out, and my family and a bunch of friends. That was a fun time, Mike. Thanks again.
Yeah, there were a lot of good pictures from there, Fred. Thanks for sharing them. I actually commented and liked a couple of them, and I got to thinking, and I wanted to ask you because I knew I was coming on tonight. Does it feel like it's been a year?
No, actually, it probably doesn't. It probably feels like it's just been several months because time has flown by. But I've also been able to not watch sporting events I didn't want to watch. When I was working, I'd have to watch crap that I didn't want to watch, but I had to do it for work. And now,
I get it.
Yeah, now I don't do it, which is wonderful. I don't have to sit and watch the NBA. I don't have to sit and discuss, Kyrie Irving. What an ass.
Well, speaking of the NBA, Fred, what do you think about Kyrie Irving going to Dallas?
Yeah, I think that Mark Cuban probably made a mistake, but we'll see how that works out.
Did the deal go through, guys? Did the deal actually go through?
It's done, yeah.
Well, I know it was all finished, but I think it still had to be okayed. I don't know. Then again, I haven't paid attention. So
I thought there was some hair on the deal that might have ixnayed it.
Yeah, well, it should be.
That's what I heard. I mean, I don't know.
He's weird. He's a weird dude. But anyway, the retirement party last year was fun, and a couple other things I wanted to talk. Yesterday was a weird day because I'm at Nick and Ivy for the chili cook-off. We're looking up at TV, and there were some big college basketball games on Saturday. There were big games throughout the day. The Purdue game and a bunch of other stuff. And yesterday, there really wasn't much. You would have thought that college basketball would have taken advantage of a day that the NFL was not going to be playing a Super Bowl. I think there were a couple games. Houston was a team that's a high-ranked team that was in action. But other than that, not much. But I've never, ever, ever liked the 2 weeks off between the championship game and then the Super Bowl. And I wanted to get your guys' opinion on that because I've hated it. I've hated it for a long time.
What do you think, Mike?
I'm not a big fan of the Pro Bowl at all whatsoever. Yesterday, this entire weekend actually has been a great weekend for NCAA basketball. So you had a lot of high-end games going on Saturday, a lot of high-end games going on Sunday. It was nice to watch and actually get away, take a step back from the NFL outlook and things. It was nice. It really was.
No, I love to see the championship games the following week, the Super Bowl, and people say, well, no, they can't get the players there in time. Yeah, you can. You got a plane standing by. These are mega $1 million team, $1 billion owners and stuff. They have a plane standing by. Championship game's over. They fly them to the site. It's not a big deal. They did it in the past, and tonight, thank God tonight. I don't know if any you guys have probably seen it on TV. I've been to Media Day. In the Super Bowl. What a crap. Just a garbage thing that is. All these people running around asking stupid questions of each and every single person. The NFL loves it. It's on TV tonight on ESPN. It's brutal.
But you know what, though? But if I was going down there, as a guy here at 1252, I know you guys say that I do a lot around here, but I really don't do too much. All right. But like at 1252, if we got the access to have a pass to go down there and talk during media week, I'm not going to keep it like full on game mode. I'd be like, dude, what's your favorite sandwich?
Yeah.
Like I would do that type of stuff. Like let's get to know you a little bit different than everybody else is asking and begging from you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be that guy. Like, hey, like if you're in the middle of a game, do you trust a fart or no?
Mike, that's the question you'd ask.
I have to tell you, I don't know. I've been credentials to a couple of different things. I was credentialed for the ReliaQuest Bowl when Illinois, was down here just this past I don't know, not even a month ago. But the more I think about it, I don't know what I would, not so much benefit, what would I be able to offer being a prognosticator and not really a journalist? And Fred, with all due respect, what am I going to ask him? Hey, Mahomes, why didn't you hit the over on the 275 yards passing as I got the microphone in his mouth? I'm not that person that likes to ask questions. Do I think being credentialed is awesome? Absolutely, to get up there and go have a blast. But you know what? I am not a fan of 2 weeks after the NFC and the AFC championship game to have to play the Super Bowl. Just get them to their destination and let these two teams collide. I think it becomes a little bit lukewarm. What do you think?
Well, I agree with you. And I know the other thing that Mike really hates is Mike hates that there's not that Monday after the Super Bowl is not a national holiday.
That's bullshit.
See, they could play because they take a week off, and they could have the Super Bowl on Saturday night instead of Sunday night. They could do it that way. I know that they play the NFL on Sundays, but there's a Saturday night this year. You could do it Saturday and then have Sundays off instead of giving everybody Monday off. And because they're never going to do that, because a week later you got President's Day off.
How many media rows have you been on for the Super Bowl, Fred? I'm sure you've been to a couple.
I've been to two, one in Miami and one in Arizona. But what we did was we were down there Tuesday through Friday, and then came home. We never stayed for the game, and which was good, because then you're home, you get to watch the game on the comfort of your couch. I was at one Super Bowl. I was at Super Bowl 19 when Montana and the Niners took on Marino and the Dolphins. That was the only Super Bowl I'd ever been to.
What a Super Bowl to be part of. The only Super Bowl I actually went to were the Chicago Bears versus the New England Patriots down in New Orleans.
Oh, nice.
I was there for the whole fiasco when McMahon mooned the helicopter. I heard about it, and then all the federal agents running around the hotel because they were getting death threats, and that was a spectacle, man. That really was.
Yeah, as the cat jumps on the counter, scared the hell out of me when I first saw it jump.
Mike Hughes in the comments, he's got some jokes today.
Yeah, he does. So
I like that one.
So it is Huebs, Views, and Brews. I forgot to open my beer, so let me do this right now. The beer I have today is from Hop Butcher, and it's a holiday imperial stout. I got it right around the holidays. I haven't drank it yet. It's brewed with chocolate and Frango mint oil. It's called Minted, and it's got a little Frango mint on it. And it's 10.5 alcohol by volume, so it's a powerful beer, but it's minty fresh. So I'm sure when I'm done, my breath will be minty fresh. And it's been sitting downstairs in my fridge for a while. I also had, Mike, when you were over 2 weeks ago, or a week ago, I had in my fridge a magnum of Hop Butcher and Goldfinger lager that they made last year.
There you go.
And if the Niners won, we were going to pop that and open it up. Well, when Brock Purdy went down, there was no reason to even consider that. So it's still sitting in my fridge downstairs, and I'll have to open it some other time. Let me take a sip of this real quick.
Yeah, while you're sipping that, I actually had a question for you, Fred. I know you were a huge 49er fan. I didn't actually play the 49ers in that game. I'm not trying to piss you off or anything, but
no, that's fine.
Do you think that the 49ers, it would have been a different outcome had Purdy not hurt himself, or do you think they really would have needed a Jimmy G? In all honesty, what was your opinion on that?
No, I thought that would have been good if you looked at some of the other games that the Niners played down the stretch. They may have struggled in the first half like they did against Dallas's defense the week before, but then they came out and they figured things out in the second half. So I thought they would have, if they would have made it to halftime, and they almost did. It was 14-7 until Josh Johnson fumbled the ball and then made Eagles scored right before the half, and so that was difficult. But if it's still 14-7, maybe they go in and get something done. But when Purdy couldn't come back, game was over. Mike, me, and my brother were sitting on the couch downstairs, and it was one of the more boring championship games you'll ever see. I'm sure Eagles fans, or if you had the Eagles, that you all thought it was great.
Well, I had bet the Eagles because of the fact that because Brock Purdy is just his lack of experience. But I'm going to tell you right now, the better team doesn't always win.
Right.
And I went on record actually saying that San Francisco is actually the better team. And the only reason why I like Philadelphia is because, honestly, Brock Purdy in that offense has never faced the defense, not so much as the front four, but I'm talking about the secondary for San Francisco. And they don't really rush and they don't blitz a lot of players, and they were going to force them into mistakes. But you know what? I'm telling you right now, if Jimmy G was quarterback in that team and it wasn't Brock Purdy, I think Frisco wins that game.
Well, Jimmy G, I know that I think Shanahan said last week, Jimmy G, there's no chance he's with the team next year. And he did say that they have two number ones. They have Brock Purdy and Trey Lance. And I know that the players that are playing are big fans of Brock Purdy, because when you win seven in a row.
Why wouldn't you be?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Why wouldn't you be? The game coming up on Sunday, the Super Bowl. There's right now I got Eagles are 1.5 favorite, 50.5 the over under. Is that what you got, Harry?
It's actually.
I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back.
That's fine.
It's actually gone to 51.5. I'm
Is it
sorry.
really? Okay.
I'm sorry. No, it's actually gone to 51, not 51.5.
Okay.
And they're begging you to bet the under because it's minus 105. Okay, even at a higher number at 51. Vegas has got this number dead on the line, but I really don't know who to take yet. I haven't finished it yet, Fred, to be honest with you. I mean, but I had a question for you, and this is where I like to pound my chest a little bit because nobody had Kansas City in the beginning part of the season. And I remember on a lot of shows that I was talking about that everybody's ready to kick them off the mountain. They were talking about Denver and the Raiders, especially the Raiders with all the additions, the Chargers. And I was like, guys, slow your roll.
Yeah.
This Kansas City team's going to win this division. And here they are again in the Super Bowl. Luck or not lucky, but I mean,
well,
how do you go against them?
The thing that got me was Buffalo. Buffalo, I thought underachieved. They didn't do what they have enough offensive weapons. They just don't use them very well. I mean, they have running backs. They don't use them well enough. You saw how upset Stephon Diggs was not getting the ball thrown to him. Kansas City secondary can be beat. So that surprised me a little bit. And the Chargers are just, I don't know what's going on with that team. They have weapons. They did have some injuries down the stretch. They had injuries to well, that's what I've heard. They have had injuries down the stretch, injuries to their wide receivers and things like that. That made it really difficult. But Herbert is such a good quarterback, and then things just turned out that years ago we were growing up and we were kids. I'm going up in the neighborhood, and all of a sudden I see that the late game was always late game on NBC was always a Charger game. Always, we got to see a lot of Charger football back in the day, and for some reason, this team can never just come through. Stop it, Penny. One of my dogs is calling at me. They never seem to come through when they need to, and so I really thought that the Chargers were going to do something. But I thought this was the year of Buffalo. I really did. I thought this was the year for the Buffalo Bills, and they surprised me that they didn't come through.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, and not Mike. I'm sorry, Fred. With all the games that I watch a lot of tape on, I started noticing a regression with the Bills right around week 9, and I didn't like what I seen. The defense wasn't playing up to their potential. Their offense was very lackluster, and when you have a quarterback as dynamic as Allen, but he led the league in turnovers. I mean, you can't do that being in that type of offense. So, you know what? That's something that they're going to have to figure out in Buffalo.
Yeah,
and,
he takes a lot of chances. I know Mike was talking about this a while back. That you look at it, they've got their offense, Mike. They got running backs, they just don't use them. I mean, they got the young kid, and then they have Singletary. They don't use the running backs who they're supposed to. They get in this tendency to just drop back and throw the ball.
Well, they have James Cook, James Cook, Dalvin Cook's brother, and then they also have Devin Singletary, and they just don't know how to utilize a running game if it's not Josh Allen. And that's what it boils down to. And that puts a lot of weight on Josh Allen's shoulders, whether it be him throwing the football or running the football. He has to do both, and he has to be super dynamic when you only want him in that role where he has to run if he has to. And that's exactly the wrong thing for the Buffalo Bills right now. And I'm a firm believer in that. I think if they figured out how to use the football on the running side of the game, I thought that they would have been a Super Bowl caliber type of team. Yeah, for sure.
I definitely thought. Yeah, I definitely thought they could have been. Before we talk more about the game, why don't we pay off some of our sponsors? We got a bunch of sponsors who are nice enough to help us out here on 1252. As we mentioned, the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill 159 always helps us out with our studio. We're doing some of the shows away from the studio. We'll get back there real soon. Let's run some commercials. We get back with Harry and Mike and me. We'll talk more about the upcoming Super Bowl. Super Bowl 57 as Mike takes a big yawn. We'll let him yawn a little bit more. He can take a little nap during these commercial sponsors right here at 1252.
I'm old.
Hi, this is Kathy O'Connell at Coach's Corner, located at 8118 West 143rd Street in Orland Park. Our phone number is 708-364-1026. We are Orland Park's #1 sports bar. Come in for our wonderful beer menu and seltzers with a fully stocked bar. Watch a game, drink a beer, and try something off our amazing menu. We have everything to choose from: nachos, potato skins, and our house-made bar chips to start off with. Then try our tacos, burgers, and one of our delicious sandwiches. And don't leave without trying our famous jumbo wings. They do not disappoint. Coach's Corner. It will sure to become your local bar. Again, we are located at 8118 West 143rd Street in Orland Park. Come see us today.
Aussie football, are you ready, brother? Real football action on a glossy game surface played shuffle style. Slide a shuffle puck at pass or run targets, and a free mobile app keeps track of every game detail. Easy to learn, but this game of skill is difficult to master. Take care of the ball, or turnovers will kill your drive. The game is guaranteed to get your competitive fire burning, and it's perfectly sized to take anywhere. The park, a barbecue, your next tailgate, or fun at home on game nights. Aussie football is simply the best, most realistic and competitive game of football available anywhere. Add defense when your skill improves and take the game to the next level. The perfect mix of fast action and real football drama, where a last-second Hail Mary can break hearts or make champions.
Welcome back in. It is Huebs, Views, and Brews for a Monday night. Fat Mike joining me along with Harry the Greek as we're talking about we'll get more into it now, the Super Bowl 57. And I'm looking forward to watching it. Harry, I don't know, maybe it's me growing up in the Midwest, and Mike, you too, growing up here. I hate the NFC East. So I never give the NFC East much credit. Being a Niner fan, it was always the Cowboys and Niners for a long time there. And the Giants played pretty well. Actually, I think it was Jim Burt maybe that nailed Montana and helped them with a back injury, and so Leonard Marshall too. But I've never liked the NFC East, and I know that you look at some of the numbers, and the Eagles had an amazing season this year. Their defense was very, very good. Hassan Reddick going crazy from the end. But when you look at this game, just at the outset, Harry, how do you see it? Do you it's 1.5 the spread? Do you think that's a good spread for this contest?
You know, I've always said, Fred, and I'm old school like you. You win football games are running the football and playing defense. I mean, you just 2 years removed the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady, who led the league in passing, was sitting on the sideline in the second half with his arms folded, just watching the defense play just absolutely incredible.
Right.
Not even 200 yards passing. I'll tell you this right now. It wouldn't surprise me that this game goes either way. But how do you not take a team this year in the NFC least, is what I would call them, because I don't like them either. But I never bet with this. I bet with this. Patrick Mahomes, he's dynamic. I just don't know how in the world he is going to be able to have that much of effectiveness against that Philadelphia defense. I think he's going to be running for his life like he did 2 years ago. And I have Philadelphia winning, not by a little, by a lot.
Huh. Interesting. What are your thoughts, Mike, with this game? Just basic thoughts about these two matching up.
It's a tough game. KC's a good team. I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes. You can't count him out regardless. Travis Kelce, again, with another stellar year. Even with the loss of Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes seems to get it done. And on the other end of the spectrum, the Eagles have been absolutely phenomenal on both sides of the football all year long. Jalen Hurts has been excellent. That Philadelphia defense has been excellent. Nick Sirianni as a head coach has been awesome. It's going to be a tough game. I hope it's a high scoring game. I hope it's an enjoyable football game. And I hope it's an enjoyable Super Bowl. But I do got something to say to you guys. Did you see the NFL script that was released today?
No.
No.
The script says the Eagles win 37-34.
Oh, I think I did see that. I think I did
Yeah.
see that. Yeah.
I've got the Eagles scoring 35 points in this game. So if you think that Kansas City can score 20 points in this game, then the over is going to
Take
be
the
the
over.
play.
Yeah.
I would probably take the over, but man, all I'm going to tell you is this: Patrick Mahomes is not really fleet of foot. Okay, everybody says how fast he is and everything. He's not really a fast quarterback. He's just smart in the pocket. And that front four for Philadelphia, it's something special. I'm not going to say it's up there with the 85 Chicago Bears. I'm not even going to say it was there when Buddy Ryan was with the Philadelphia Eagles, but that is a damn good defense, guys.
They're only 5 sacks away from
one
breaking
extra
the Bears
game.
record. Yeah, from breaking
with
the
one
Bears
extra game.
Exactly. They're 5-6 away because the Bears had 82, 82 and 84, and then they had in 85 they had 80 sacks. So they actually had more sacks in fewer games in the year before. And right now I think Philadelphia has 78 sacks. So they're like 5 shy of setting the all-time season record for sacks, including the postseason. But their defense, and Hassan Reddick has just been all over the place. He's been absolutely amazing all season long. You look at how close these teams are, and someone posted this today. I wrote it down to make sure I had it right. They're both 16-3 this year. They both have 546 points scored. They both have 6 Pro Bowlers, and they're both number 1 seeds. So you have 2 number 1 seeds, basically as even as can be when you come into this. But Harry, I thought you brought up a point too about Mahomes, and that high ankle sprain didn't seem to bother him all that much in the championship game. At least he got away with it. He was able to hobble around here and there, but he is a guy that usually can take off those first downs. One of the things that they were talking about today on ESPN, I was watching, they were breaking down screen passes. And at first I thought, well, this is stupid, breaking down the screen pass. But then they showed why they were doing it. The Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, he's 93% in completing screen passes this year with 5 touchdowns. And he's very good at it. And they throw them to everybody. They throw them to their tight end, their wide receivers, their running backs. And the offensive line is really good at holding up and not going past the line of scrimmage, not going more than the 1 yard that they get. And then they looked at the other side, and this number surprised me. The Eagles stopped 24 of 66 screens for no gain or worse. And so right now you've got
that. There's a reason for that, and this is why I broke down, and this is why I'm talking about Philadelphia's defense. This is a team that doesn't like the blitz, and in order for screen passes to really work, it's when you're getting those linebackers very aggressive up on the line of scrimmage, and they're over pursuing. So what Philadelphia is so good at doing is they're allowing their front four to get after the quarterback, to get beyond that first part, and the linebackers are sitting there waiting. So screen passes against Philadelphia is not going to work that well. And for those reasons, and Fred, that's really weird. You read my mind. That is the only reason why I like Philadelphia in this game. And I understand both teams have scored the same amount of points, but let me tell you something. I'd rather have Philadelphia's offense than I would with I'm sorry, not Phil. I'd rather have Kansas City's offense over Philadelphia's offense, but not in this game. This defense is something special for Philadelphia.
Yeah, well, the one thing too is Kansas City has not had a receiver that really stepped up. They've been, Valdez-Scantling had a really good championship game. He had 6 catches for 116, but they really have been trying to figure out who's going to take over. They picked up Smith-Schuster. He'd been hurt here and there, back and forth. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was out. They just activated him today, and they put Mecole Hardman on the IR, so he will not be playing in the Super Bowl. So there's a lot of different things that they haven't been able to get that one guy. Where you look at the Eagles, and they got Smith on one side, Brown on the other, and then they have Goddard. The tight ends are 2 of the top 5 tight ends in the league. Okay, Kelsey's probably number 1, but Goddard's right there as one of the better tight ends, receiving tight ends in the NFL. So I think it's going to be quite a battle with those things, and that's what's making me excited about the game. And because even though I hate Philadelphia, especially the way they just ran it up on San Francisco because Frisco was hurt, it's hard to go against them. And I don't love seeing Kansas City, but when you look at a guy like Patrick Mahomes, 5 straight years, conference championship games at home. I mean, that's pretty damn good for Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes this early in their careers.
Everybody had him labeled as the baby goat, okay, quote unquote. I labeled him as the Billy Goat. I'm the one who gave him that name. I hope it sticks. I mean, Fred, I think the three of us should get together and market that with his face on the front of it and put down Billy Goat. I think we have millions of dollars coming in our face if we could do that. Yeah, but Mike, but honestly, Fred, if you had to pick two different offenses, would you rather run with an Andy Reid style of offense in Kansas City and having Patrick Mahomes? Because I'm still not sold with Philadelphia's quarterback, but he's had a really good year this year. I'm still that guy that likes the traditional quarterback who can pass the ball and really run, and that is Patrick Mahomes. Philadelphia, you've got a running quarterback that could pass the ball.
But you know what he hasn't done? He Hurts has not turned the ball over. And I think that's one of the keys. Another one of the stats, Sal Paolantonio. And next time you see Sal Paolantonio on TV, and I'm the one that notices, there's one of the, who's that, Koba? Yeah. So one of the things that gets me is when you see Sal Paolantonio on TV, I was looking at him today, he looks like one of his eyes is higher than the other. It's really weird. It's really weird. And I looked and I kept saying, I go, this can't just be me. It can't just be the way he's holding his head. So next time you look at...
Thanks, Fred. Now I'm never going to get that out of my head. Now I'm going to have to talk about it on the other shows.
Next time you look at Sal Paolantonio, take a look. But he brought up the fact about turnovers in the Super Bowl. 56 Super Bowl games, okay? 38 were won by teams that won the turnover battle. 38 of the 56. 11 times the winner tied. And only 7 times did the team that won the turnover battle lose the game. So turnovers are going to be huge in this one. And Hurts hasn't turned the ball over a lot. Mahomes has a couple, but not that many. These are two teams that pretty well protect the ball fairly well. I know games are always turned on turnovers, but that's one of the big things we'll keep an eye on when we get closer to the game.
Yeah, but you know what? You can say that about any football game, whether it's playoffs, Super Bowl, or even in the regular season. Turnover battle is going to win. It's just like in baseball. I mean, Mike will tell you the team that makes the least amount of errors, 75, 80% of the time is generally going to win.
The team that's strongest up the middle usually wins the game.
And this year they got the Cubs up the middle. Oh my God, with Dansby Swanson and Horner, you got Bellinger in center. Come on, are you kidding me?
89 wins, baby.
Oh God, I'm going to have to sit here and endure a night of Fat Mike talking about Chicago Cubs.
Hey, listen, the two sides of town, between the Cubs and the White Sox, Cubs fans should be more excited than the White Sox going into this season.
I'm going to tell you right now, that's going to be a little different. I think the White Sox and the South Side are going to surprise you this year because of the fact. Listen, I'm looking for a rebound. You know what? Now you got me going, Mike. Now you're going to start laughing at me. I'm going to be a homer just like you. I'm excited for the Chicago
You're always Cubs. A homer for your White Sox. Are you shitting me?
Of course, buddy. Of course. This year
you're not going to have as many Gold Glove.
They can't. They've got to. It's a team that can't stay healthy. They got.
That's the only problem. They can't stay healthy.
But it's a huge problem. They got a bunch of DHs, and they don't have guys.
Go 3 years in a row like this, could they, Fred?
Well, you would hope.
Yeah,
not.
They can.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because they stink and they still have no. They stink and they still have no pitching.
They still don't have a number 5 because they brought Clevenger over, and then eventually he'll get suspended.
Yeah, he beats his then he beats his wife and strangles his
allegedly.
Kid. Allegedly.
That's what I heard.
Ostrich fucker. Ostrich fucker. Allegedly.
Just like Ray Lewis allegedly didn't kill the guy. Just like the quarterback, Brent Roethlisberger didn't rape the girl. Can I keep going?
Allegedly.
Ray Rice allegedly. But wait a minute. There was a video of Ray Rice doing that. Oh, did he do that? No, that wasn't him.
Yeah, that was him. Let me ask you a question, Harry. As a guy, as the bigger gambler in the group, do you bet on a lot of the other little novelty things, or do you tell people to bet on them or not?
Oh, yeah. Okay, national anthem. How many minutes is it going?
Oh, my God. I haven't gone through all this. You're going to have to catch the show on the over-under. It's going to be the day of or the day before.
Cool.
And I have some fantastic prop bets. But, Fred, I got to tell you, this is the first time I've ever seen it. Did you know there's a proposition bet on how many hot dogs are going to be consumed?
By who?
Oh,
But in the stadium, I swear to God, not only how many hot dogs are going to be consumed. Here, Fred, I will bet the over if you and Fat Mike go there because they have, you ready?
Yeah.
How many alcoholic beverages, such as beers, are going to be served in one game?
God.
And that number, are you ready?
But-
Is something like 200,000 beers.
Shouldn't you would think that if they
I'm
had
taking the over.
Yeah, a game at a bigger stadium. I would think a lot of times though for the Super Bowl, people won't be leaving their seats at halftime because they'll want to see the halftime show.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be. I won't want to see it, and I'm watching. I'm watching the game on TV. I won't want to see the halftime show. But I think that slows down some of the beer sales.
At my house, I'm already hitting the half mark.
Yeah, but think about that, man. I mean, what else? I mean, the coin toss. Who's going to get the ball first? I got a really cool, quick story for you. When not the Patriots, when Peyton Manning was playing for Denver and they were in the Super Bowl against Seattle, there was a prop bet that was something ridiculous, and it was, will either team score a safety,
right?
Or it was a safety. If either team would score a safety in the game, and my wife's like, "Sure, I'll put $10 on it." I was like, I went, "Thanks for the donation." What wasn't it like in the first two plays that Manning got sacked in the end zone for the?
Yeah.
You know what she cashed that for that $10?
What?
3 dimes. Do you know how much of that 3 dimes I got? She went, "Oh, wait a minute. I thought you said it was a donation."
Right.
She gave me the old Cicero. Here you go.
Yeah, there's no doubt. They got, you can bet on. I went on PointsBet today. You can bet on the color of the Gatorade at the end of the game and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
but
God,
some of the things, I mean, I don't bet on most of those. I look at them, but I bet on something the other day, Harry, that I'd never bet on before. I was sitting there watching a game with Mike for the NFC Championship game, and I bet just a couple bucks. I think it was $5 on the result of the first drive of the game. And I had a field goal because I figured both teams, maybe they get stopped, they get a field goal.
I love it.
As it turned out, the Eagles ended up scoring a touchdown in the first drive of the game because Shanahan refused to review the damn catch that Mike, me, and my brother Barry were sitting there going, "What are you doing?"
Yep.
He dropped the ball.
It wasn't a catch, guys.
I know. It wasn't a catch. And that was aggravating, very aggravating. It would have been nice. Let me ask you a couple questions really about one of the big stories this week has been announcing, okay? And a lot of the things about announcing has been, I'll get to Tom Brady in a second, but Greg Olsen and Tony Romo. Greg Olsen, everybody loves Greg Olsen. Everybody hates Tony Romo. Now,
why?
I think Romo came in, everybody loved him, but now all of a sudden it's gone the opposite way. What are your thoughts, both of you?
Mike, go ahead, take over.
I like Tony Romo.
If you can put the bags away.
Here.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing?
Don't worry about me. I'm doing my own thing.
I know what he's doing.
Puff pass, Mike.
So
I don't mind Tony Romo, but yeah, I think in the last year and a half, last year for sure, he's gotten a little like cheesy comedy. He's gotten CBS comedy.
He mentions all the time. It's weird that he's with a guy like Jim Nantz, who's like a straight guy and things like that. And you got Romo there. I couldn't believe he didn't do it the other day. He comments all the time when he does a Bengals game. If Jamar Chase makes a catch, he'll mention Chase is on the case. And I have grandkids now, and they watch Paw Patrol. And there's a Paw Patrol character named Chase. And the thing is, Chase is on the case. And I've heard Tony Romo mention it at least 4 times this year when he was doing Bengals games, when Chase makes a great catch.
Don't you feel sorry for Greg Olsen when Tom Brady? I know this is going to be the next thing you're going to talk about. He's going to end up getting the gig and everything else. But really, what has Greg Olsen done to deserve that he's going to be a second-tier announcer now? I don't think he's done anything wrong. I think he's been great. But how do you not give it to Tom Brady? But Tom Brady and Tony Romo. I mean, really? I mean, that could be a dynamic duel. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I don't think Tom Brady likes all the the joking around, in my opinion,
Yeah.
that Tony Romo likes to do. But I wonder how interesting that's going to be. I'd love to hear what you think about it.
I kind of like I kind of like what Brady came out and said with Colin Cowherd, that he said that with him and Fox, he's not going to be doing games until the fall of 2024. Okay, so that means he won't be doing games next year. He said he wants to take a year to figure things out, to learn things, to learn to trade, because he's always wanted to be the best at whatever he was doing. That's the most credit I've ever given Tom Brady. I mean, I thought that's awesome. A lot of people give Brady a lot of crap for retiring and then unretiring and all that stuff. And I posted last week when he retired on that Monday. I posted last week. I said any sports radio station that gives more than a minute of talk of Tom Brady's retirement is given 50 seconds too much. Guy, go been there, done that. We've done all this before, and it's still going on. Today, I'm still watching stuff about Tom Brady and his retirement. I heard one of the radio stations say a couple of guys still think he'll come back and play next year. I don't. But I really thought I really thought with him saying that he really wants to learn what he has to do because he always wants to be the best. That I gave him so much credit for when I heard that today. I think that's cool. I can't wait till he does it. But you're right. Greg Olsen shouldn't lose his job as the number one team. But if I'm Greg Olsen, I say, listen, you're moving me. As long as you give me first team money, I'm good.
That's you know what? It's all about the monies anyway. But you know what? Since you did bring up Tom Brady, the way he handcuffed this organization down here, and a lot of people in Chicago don't know this, and I'd love to break it to you. He didn't want to play this year. When he retired last year, or unofficially didn't really retire, that was a ploy. And Tampa Bay said, well, what do you want? He wanted to be traded. Tampa Bay says, no, you're under contract. And he says, I'll tell you what, if you want me to play, he pulled a Michael Jordan and said, Bruce Arians could not be the head coach. Okay? Yeah. And he says he wanted to come up with all the offensive game plans with Byron Leftwich and do everything that way. You know what? That poor coach for Tampa Bay, okay, he had his hands tied all year long. He was nothing but a puppet. That man didn't want to play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year. This management decided to say, you're under contract. And they gave him what he wanted. Tampa Bay got exactly what they deserved.
I agree with you. I did not know all that. And, you know, a lot of Tom Brady talk. One of the biggest things that the reason I don't like Tom Brady stuff is years ago when Deflategate started, I was scheduled to do a show on ESPN, a 3-hour show. And I had a couple of guests lined up. I had topics lined up. I had all this stuff. And I'm walking to the station, and I get a call from the executive producer or the assistant program director, Randy Merkin. And he goes, "Do you hear about this Deflategate thing?" I said, "Yeah, I just heard about it." He goes, "We got to talk about that for all 3 hours." I said, "You got to be fucking kidding me." I said, "This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life." I had to talk about it for 3 freaking hours.
Yeah, because everybody in Chicago is really concerned about Deflategate.
It was one of the, that's one of the things I'm so happy about not being on radio, is not being told what you have to talk about. I hate talking about what people tell me I need to feel is important. I like talking about the stuff that I feel is important. And I could not stand it. I was looking at a preview today of one of the shows, and they were going to talk about the Bears draft and Tom Brady. I says, really? I would not turn on the show if that's what I knew you were going to talk about today. There'd be no reason for me to turn on the show because I'm not interested in either one of those things. But
anyway, if he does come back, he's going to go to the Raiders or Miami. And you know what? God bless you. You can let him have it. And let him go to an organization that wants to run the ball. Here's a stat for you. You ready, Fred? Because this is a recipe for success. 780-plus passing attempts for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this year. 320 running attempts. And by the way, 2/3 of their runs came on first downs. Try that. That's one
crazy.
On for size.
Absolutely crazy.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, and they had a couple running backs. They could have run them.
Oh, they got running backs back there.
It's terrible. Yeah. Well, so is your show going to be on the day of or the day before the Super Bowl?
Well, that I haven't really decided yet, and I was going to talk to you, Fred and Mike, because I was going to try to bring in a couple of guests. We'll try to do it the day before. I'd like to do it for like an hour, hour and a half, and I want to kind of bring a few guests like yourself, maybe Mike, and just here, tell me what prop bet that you like, because I think it's a lot of fun. It's a chance for people to bet $5 and $10,
Sure.
and for the sickos out there that want to bet $1,000 on a coin toss,
Yeah.
you really need help.
Yeah.
They have something called 1-800 admit it when you're spending $1,000 on a coin toss. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to do it probably the day before and maybe just go for an hour, hour and a half. And, Peter Blake's going to be there, but I'd love to
Sure.
get you on Fred and Fat Mike, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, let us know, and hopefully we can get that done a little bit later in the week and do the show on 1252. I can't wait. The Super Bowl is always a great. There was a long time there, and Mike doesn't even remember this because he was probably knee high to a tadpole. But there were so many Super Bowl games that were awful. They were blowouts. They were brutal. The last 15 years, we've had a lot of great Super Bowl games, and that's what makes the biggest game great. I still love watching the commercials. I still do. I used to sit and chart the commercials, and the day after talk about all those. And we'll do that again next Monday after the Super Bowl.
$3 million for a 30-second spot.
Absolutely
and
crazy.
Guess who led the charge?
Pepsi.
Nope.
Miller.
Anheuser-Busch.
Oh, okay. I know Miller Coors is doing one.
They bought $18 million worth of advertisement, and they're talking about that's a lot of money. That company could spend $50 million, and it wouldn't even put a dent in it.
Personally, if you're trying to sell Budweiser, you got to spend at least that money, because there's not been a Budweiser pass through my lips in decades, and it won't happen anytime soon. That's great. Harry, we'll try to tune you in later this week. We'll make sure we post everything, and hopefully we can jump on for a little bit, talk about some of the wagers. Yeah, that'll be fun. Me and Mike will jump on and we'll try to get that done. I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to come back and talk some beer stuff. I got some beer stuff. I'm almost done with this one, so I may need to get another one during the commercial break. But, yeah, we'll talk more about the Super Bowl. So, quickly, obviously, the way you sound like you're going for the Eagles, or you're expecting the Eagles to win.
That's the foregone conclusion. I'm taking Philadelphia minus the 1.5, and I really, really, really like the over in this game, because I think Philadelphia is putting 30 to 35 points on the board, and I think they win by 10. I really do. So if you have the capabilities of actually selling your points even further to have a bigger return, do that with Philadelphia in this game, because I got a funny feeling it's going to be the same result as it was when Kansas City played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they're going to be in a buzzsaw, and I think Mahomes is going to be running for his life.
Cool. Sounds good, Harry. We'll talk to you, and we'll watch you guys later on in the week. Mike, appreciate it. When I come back, I'll talk some beer stuff. You can sit back, relax, enjoy yourself as I go grab another beer. I'm
going to go have an old style. I found those in my grocery store. Did you hear me? I found old style beer. I found old style for the first time, and I can't tell you how many years.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna go drink some garbage beer. I love it. I can't wait.
Garbage beer? That's a delicacy, baby.
Yeah.
No. That's poor man's beer. But down here in Florida. Oh, by the way, nothing personal, Mike. I don't want to hear anything from the peanut gallery. It was a mere 77 degrees today. Have a good night.
No, it was almost 40. It was 40 something here. So see you, Harry. Mike, we appreciate it. We're gonna run some spots. We'll come back. We'll talk some beer when we come back. Huebs, Views, and Brews with Mike, Harry, Fred here on 1252 Sports.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks.
Hello, this is Paul from Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. We are located at 1026 South State Street in historic downtown Lockport, Illinois. We are very excited to be partnering up with the FatMike Chicago Sports Show, as well as the 1252 brand, because we are one of the few Chicagoland breweries that embrace sports and sports culture. Come in for a fresh brewed beer made right here in Lockport while catching the game of your favorite team. Stay for the live music that we have booked every weekend, or just come for a cozy atmosphere to enjoy a good conversation with a friend, loved one, or complete stranger. Nick and Ivy makes you feel right at home no matter what the occasion is. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook by searching for Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. Visit our website for our up-to-date tap list, or to go shopping on our online store at nickivybrewing.com. That's NIKIVY brewing.com. Come in today for a fresh brewed beer born and raised in Lockport, Illinois.
Hi. Hi, I'm Jonathan Darren, licensed real estate broker with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group in Homer Glen. Are you looking to buy or sell? Have you been disappointed in the past? The Jonathan Darren team with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group focuses on providing you with a concierge level of service during the process of buying or selling. We are a service-oriented team with a fresh and professional approach to selling real estate. Our goal is to combine knowledge, skills, and passion to exceed our clients' expectations, and most of all, we truly care. We are a knowledgeable real estate team focused on offering expertise and innovative solutions for our clients. The Jonathan Darren team has 5 full-service real estate brokers and a dedicated full-time marketer servicing all of Chicagoland. We will customize a detailed plan around your timeline for a sale, purchase, investment, estate, or other needs. Real estate transactions can be stressful, but don't need to be. Let us handle it for you. Visit our website, homesbyjdt.com, or call 708-308-1938 today. Expect better in real estate. Choose the Jonathan Darren team.
Well, I finished up the minted from Hop Butcher. It was very, very good, very tasty, 10.5 alcohol by volume. So I decided to go with one of our sponsors' beer, the 1853 Vanilla Cream Ale from Nick and Ivy. I'm going to grab one of these. It's 5.1. Calm me down a little bit after the excitement of discussing Super Bowl 57. Got some beer talk to get into. Let me take a sip of this first. So good. I had one of these yesterday off the tap at Nick and Ivy. And for those people watching, I drink a lot from this Showboat Saloon glass. And if you go to the Wisconsin Dells, stop by the Showboat Saloon, ask for Jesse. If Jesse's there, he's the owner, and tell him Fred sent me. He's a great guy, an awesome guy. Me and my 3 of my high school buddies went up there in October. We were there 3 days. We were in the Dells for 4 days. We stopped 3 nights. All 3 nights, we ended our night at Showboat Saloon. Had a great time. Wonderful beer. Great beer selection. A lot of different beers on tap. They have a lot of Central Waters beers. They have a lot of Three Floyds beers. They have a lot of Toppling Goliath from Decorah, Iowa. They have beers from there too. So very, very tasty. Jesse's the guy. Showboat Saloon. You cannot beat it. Very good. Some beer news. And it is still cool outside. I mean, we're Chicagoans. For us, it's a heat wave. Mid-40s. Are you kidding me? So, yeah, it was very, very nice today. I think 43, 44 degrees. Loved it. I was in the yard picking up poo. I had to get some advice from the expert, Mike, from picking up poo. And he filled me in on he thought there'd be more poo in the yard. I hadn't cleaned it for a while. And it was nice. Penny and Charlotte, we feed them well, and they poo regularly. So it's nice. They poo one spot. So I'm able to get all of it. So anyway, that's enough poo talk. Let me talk a little beer, okay? Because there's stuff coming up. Goldfinger Brewing this Saturday. Goldfinger has their dark lager days, okay? They're going to have 3 beers coming out. They have the Zlatinator. It's a Zlatinator Doppelbock. It's a dark beer, very, very tasty. A black lager, a Schwarzbier, and a black Pils. It's a big day at Goldfinger. Get on out there. They open, I think, at noon on Saturday. I'll be out there early getting some of those and probably picking up some. They also have they have a 4-pack where they're going to have those 3 beers and a Pils, I think, as the other one in a 4-pack that you can take with you. So that's going to be awesome. Get on out there to Goldfinger Brewing. Coming up, Westmont Winter Beer Fest. I've been talking about this for a while. Dustin Cleefish, who was on my show a while back, they put on a great show at Westmont for the Westmont Winter Beer Fest. It's coming up on February 18th. We'll talk about it again next week. It's at Ty Warner Park. They do a great job. They have food trucks. They have a big tent. They have heaters. It's nice and comfortable. It's a great time. If you get a chance, get on out there. The VIP tickets are all sold out, but $50 gets you in. You're there for 4 hours. You're enjoying so many great beers from the area. It's a fun time. Get on out there. Also, I've not been to this one. I was at the Naperville Beer Fest in the summer, but I have not been to this one. This is the Naperville Ale Fest, and it's coming up on Saturday, the 25th of February. And it's a Frontier Park. They're going to have tents. They're going to have beer trucks or food trucks similar to what they're doing at Westmont. So check that one out if you get a chance. If you're in Naperville near Frontier Park, you want to get out there and sample some beers. Go Brewing. If you've not heard of Go Brewing, it's a newer brewery in Naperville, but they brew non-alcoholic and low-alcohol beer. Now, I've seen some of their things on Facebook. I plan on stopping there soon to check it out. I'm debating, why would I want non-alcohol beer? I understand there are a lot of people that have had problems drinking alcohol, and maybe the non-alcoholic beer is something they would like. I would love to taste this. They have hazy IPAs. They have all different brands and all different styles of non-alcoholic beer. Go Brewing. It's in Naperville, very, very close. I mean, like across the parking lot from Solemn Oath Brewing in Naperville. So check them out if you get a chance. Go Brewing. You may see me there because I want to check them out. They're only open on weekends right now, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So check it out. Go Brewing in Naperville. Let's see here. There's so much going on. Back to the Start. That's the name of a beer that Oswego Brewing is doing, a collaboration with Foreign Exchange Brewing. Foreign Exchange Brewing, Ricky Cervantes, and Chad Lindahl, who was the brewer at Nick and Ivy before he left and went over to Oswego Brewing. They're doing a collaboration. Oswego Brewing is called Back to the Start. So check that out. If you get a chance, head on out to Oswego Brewing. I've not been out there yet. I've had their stuff, but I've not been out to the brewery. Hope to get out there soon. Coming up this weekend, let's see here. Back to the Start's actually this weekend, I think. Or it may even been last weekend. But anyway, you can pick it up. Back to the Start, Oswego Brewing collab with Foreign Exchange. The Open Bottle in Lockport. I'm in Lockport now, enjoying the heck out of it. I love my move after I moved from Downers Grove to Lockport. And the Open Bottle, which is about 4.5 minutes from my house. Patrick Bish, they run a great place. They also do the one in Tinley Park, which celebrated their 8th anniversary a week or so ago. Their 2nd anniversary for the Lockport location is coming up this Saturday. I'm sorry, not this Saturday, February 18th. So next Saturday. And they are going to have a rye barrel-aged Sleepy Bear single barrel release. You want to check that out because Sleepy Bear, that was one of my choices. It was between the Minted by Hop Butcher or the Sleepy Bear mint chocolate chip. And I went with the Minted. Maybe I'll do the Sleepy Bear next week when Mike and I are breaking down our thoughts on Super Bowl 57. So lots of beer stuff going on. Anytime during the week, if you want to contact me, you can get to me on Facebook. Contact me, ask me questions about the show, ask me questions about beer, whatever. You may see me in some of the places. Goldfinger, I think I'll be there Tuesday night. They have a cask. They're opening up a cask of beer from a rot beer that they're making. And Tom does a great job over at Goldfinger. He does these on this usually it's the first Tuesday, right? The first Tuesday of the month. So he's doing it this coming Tuesday. And then on Saturday, they will have the Dark Lager Day, Saturday the 11th. So check it out. Don't forget to check out Mike, check out the hockey show, check out all the stuff here on 1252 Sports. If you're not sure when, we'll always promote it on Facebook. And you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube, Twitch, Spotify, all those places. We're all over the place, 1252 Sports. Check it out. I'll be back again next Monday night. Mike and I will break down Super Bowl 57. Hopefully it's a great game. Don't forget, check with Harry, the overs and unders. He'll do his show Saturday or Sunday. And hopefully Mike and I will have a chance to jump on and talk about our predictions and some of the prop bets for Super Bowl 57 between the Chiefs and the Eagles. Thanks a lot for watching. We appreciate you as always. Check out all of our sponsors. Go to Nick and Ivy. Check out Jonathan Darren. Go to the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill 159. Check them all out. We appreciate all of their support. And we appreciate you for listening here on 1252 Sports. Have a good night.
Thank you for listening to 1252 Sports Chicago.